Hello everyone, welcome back to Genius Knowledge Point, your one place for practical programming solutions for computer and IT students. I am making this video to provide practical knowledge to all students so that you can develop your own programs which will be helpful for your studies as well as career. In this video we will perform practical number 9 of Python programming, which is according to case scheme of Diploma Computer and IT students, and the semester number is 4. The topic in this video is to perform following operations on tuple. So the operations given are create, access, print, delete, convert tuple into list and vice versa. So these are the operations that we have to perform on a tuple. What is tuple? Tuple is similar to list, but it is immutable. That means we cannot change the elements inside a tuple. We cannot change the locations as well as we cannot remove elements from the tuple. So this is how the tuple is defined, and it is different from list using immutable property. So moving toward the practical related questions. So the first question is create a tuple, find the minimum and maximum number from it. So initially we have to create one tuple, and in that tuple we have to identify the minimum number or the minimum value and maximum value, and we have to print that value in front of the user. So directly moving toward the code. So initially I am creating a tuple and naming it variable as a tup. So tup is the variable name of my tuple and is equal to, so whenever you are creating a tuple you have to use a round bracket. So I am using round brackets here, and in that round brackets I am adding some numbers here. So 7, 2, 3, 5, 56, 9, 8, 6, 4, these are the numbers inside my tuple initially. So from these numbers we have to identify the minimum value and maximum value, and we have to print that. So next I am using one variable as a largest, and I am assigning that variable a value of tup of 0. So I am assigning first number of the tuple as a largest number. Same I am doing for smallest variable. So I am assigning the first number of the tuple to the smallest variable. So automatically the first number is 7 here. So the 7 will be assigned as largest as well as smallest. Next I am using for loop here. So for I in tuple, automatically all the elements from the tuple will be taken one by one into this I while iterating through this for loop. And in that I am using if condition. If I is greater than largest, I am using largest is equal to I. So if this condition matches, the largest will become I value. So this is how the largest element from the tuple will be stored into this largest variable. So how this loop will perform? So initially the 7 is inside this largest number. Next the for loop will continue and I will be checked with the largest. So initially 7 will be checked with 7. So 7 is not greater than 7. So that's why this if condition will not satisfy. It will go to second iteration, and in second iteration I will become 2 and largest value is 7. So 2 is greater than largest. It will not satisfy again. It will go to third iteration. It will check with 3. 3 is not greater than largest. Then 5 will be compared. Again 5 is not greater than 7. So that's why if condition will not run, then 56 will come to I variable. So 56 is greater than 7. So that's why largest will become I value. So automatically largest will become 56. So this is how the largest number or the largest value will become 56 here. Again 56 will check with the remaining numbers, but remaining numbers are not greater than 56. That means largest number will be having 56 value. So this is how we have found the largest value from this tuple, and that value is stored inside this largest variable. Similarly I am doing one more for loop for identifying the smallest number. So for I in tuple, again I am using if condition. If I is less than smallest, the smallest will become I value. So automatically the smallest number from this tuple will be stored inside this smallest variable, which is similar to this first for loop, but we are doing it in the opposite way. So this is how the largest variable is storing the largest number and smallest variable is storing the smallest number. So finally I am just printing both the values using print statement. So print largest number is and attaching largest variable value, and after that I am printing smallest number is and attaching smallest variable value. So this is how both the numbers will be displayed here. So the coding is done here. So copying the entire code, going to PyCharm, creating a new file and naming it as min-max, and pasting the code here and running the code. So after running, you can see the largest number is displayed as 56 which is correct according to our values, and the smallest number is printed as 2. So if you see inside tuple, 2 is the smallest number, so the output is correctly printed here. So this is how we have identified the minimum and maximum value from the tuple and we have printed it properly, and this question is ended here. Now moving toward the second question, write a Python program to find the repeated items from a tuple. So we have to take one tuple, we have to store some elements in that tuple, and we have to identify the repeated numbers or repeated items from that tuple. So directly moving toward the code, initially I am creating one tuple as a tup. So this is the tuple name, and in that tuple I am storing some numbers, and some numbers are repeated inside that tuple. So those numbers will be printed in our output. So this tuple is created. Next I am using one variable, that is size, and assigning it as a 0. So size variable is initially 0. Next I am printing a statement, that is repeated items are, and after that I am attaching end is equal to blank string. So why I am attaching blank string? Because the output that will be generated will be displayed after this message. Next I am using for loop. So for I in tup, so that means all the items from the tuple will be taken into this I variable one by one, and I am incrementing the size variable by 1 only. So the entire loop will continue and it will store, or it will increment the size variable by 1. So automatically the size variable is having the total number of elements or the count of numbers inside this tuple. So the tuple size is stored inside this size variable. Next I am using for loop again. So for I in range 0 comma size, so it will start from the 0 location, as we know that the starting location of every tuple is 0. So I am starting from 0 and I am ending at size. So the size minus 1 will be the ending point here. Next I am using another loop, which is nested loop, for j in range I plus 1 comma size. What I am doing here, I am taking j loop and I am doing I plus 1 as the starting location and size as the ending location. So size minus 1 will be the ending location here. In that j loop, what I am doing, if tupi is equal to tupj, that means the ith location of tuple is equal to jth location of tuple, then I am printing that value from the tuple using tupi and attaching end is equal to /t. So that means I am attaching a horizontal tab here, so that will be having a horizontal gap in between two numbers. So this is how what I am doing here. I am starting from this first number and comparing all the numbers with the remaining numbers using j loop. So automatically j loop will start from 2 and it will end till 56, and all the numbers will be compared with 1, that is inside I value, and if the values are equal then it will be printed, that means the number is repeated. Similarly, for the next iteration of outer loop, the I will become 2 and this 2 will be compared with the other numbers which are remaining numbers, which is starting from 3, and if the number is repeated, that will be printed here. So similarly it will go on iterating through all the numbers inside this tuple and they are checked whether they are repeated, and if they are repeated, that means they will be printed here. So this is how the coding part will be. So saving the entire code, selecting all, then copying the code, then moving to PyCharm, creating new Python file, naming it as repeat, then pasting the code and running the code. So after running the code, you can see the output is generated as 2, 56 and 9. You can see the 2 number is repeated here, then 56 is also repeated and 9 is also repeated. So our output is correct. We have properly printed the repeated numbers from the tuple on the output screen. So this is how this question is also completed here. Now the third question is print the numbers in words. For example, 1, 2, 3, 4 is given as the input and we have to print 1, 2, 3, 4 as a separate words. So this is how the output will be, and we have to accept a number from the user and we have to print those digits in the word format. So this is how the output will be. So directly moving toward the coding part. So initially I am taking one variable as a num is equal to input, enter a number. So this message will be displayed in front of the user, and as soon as the user enters any number, that will be accepted in the num variable, but we are not converting it into integer, so that's why we are accepting it into string format. So next I am using a word map is equal to, I am using a dictionary here. So what is dictionary? Dictionary is having a number of values and it is in the format of two values or the set of key and a value. So this is how the dictionary will be. It is having a set of key and value, and there are multiple values inside that dictionary. So inside this word map, what I am doing, I am taking 0 string and I am adding it as a value as 0. So this is the word value of this 0 key. So the first value is always key, and the second value after this colon is considered as a value. So 0 key is having 0 as a word. Similarly, after that I am using comma to add one more value, that is 1 as a key, and it is having 1 as a word value. Similarly, I am adding all the digits here. So from 0 to 9 all the digits are taken as the key and their respective words are taken as the values. So this is how the dictionary is complete, and whenever we access any key we can get the respective value from that dictionary. So this is how this dictionary will be helping us to print all the digits of this input number. So next I am using a for loop. So for digit in number, so all the characters which are stored inside this num variable will be taken as the digit, and those digits will be checked inside this word map dictionary. So inside that I am using print statement and word map, and in that I am passing digit value. So automatically the entered number or the entered digits will be taken inside this for loop, and they will be passed as the key value inside this word map dictionary, and the respective value from the dictionary, which is word value, will be taken and printed here. And after that I am attaching end is equal to space. So there will be space between the different words of these digits. So this is how the words will be printed of the digits and the output will be completed. So saving the code, selecting entire code, copying the code, then moving toward the PyCharm, then creating a new Python file as a numbers and pasting the code here. So running the code now. So it is asking me to enter a number, so I am entering 5623. So after entering, you can see the output is generated as 5623. So the values are taken from the dictionary as a digit key, and the respective words are displayed here accordingly. So this is how we have printed the digits in the word format properly, and this question is ended here. Also practical number 9 is completed, which was regarding tuple, and we have identified the minimum maximum values from the tuple using the first question, and we have performed the proper operations on the tuple, and this practical is ended here. So that's it for today's practical. I hope you understand the program clearly. If you found this video useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel for more such programming solutions, and hit the bell icon so you never miss a new video. If you have any doubts or need solutions for other programs, drop a comment below. I will be happy to help. Thanks for watching and happy coding.